Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to KhanKnowledgeBase. This is the very first lecture of our computer science journey, and today we are starting with the foundational topic from chapter number 1, Understanding the Problem. Before writing any program, the most important step is to clearly understand what the problem is. In this lesson, we will break down how to define the problem, analyze it, plan different solutions, and finally choose the best one. If you are serious about learning programming and developing logical thinking, this topic is your first step in the right direction. So stay focused, take notes, and let's begin our journey into programming techniques starting with understanding the problem. In this session, our main learning objectives are to understand the steps needed to solve a problem in programming, to define, analyze, and plan solution effectively, and to learn how to select the best solution among many possible options. Now, what is meant by understanding the problem? Understanding the problem is the main task of computer science, which is the job of a computer programmer. Programmer must first understand how humans solve their real-life problems and then translate into a set of instructions in programming language that a computer can understand and execute it. Let's understand what we mean by a problem in programming language. In our daily life, a problem is any task or situation where we need to find a solution. For example, if your phone stops working, that's a problem. If your internet connection is down, that's a problem. Similarly, in programming, a problem is a simple any task that need to be solved using a program. For example, you need to calculate the average marks of a student in a class. You want to create a program to check whether a number is even or odd. Or you want to design software to manage a company employees record. So remember, before writing any code, the first and the most important step is to understand the problem clearly and completely. Now, to solve any programming problem efficiently, we follow 5 main steps. Number 1, define and identify the problem. You need to know exactly what the problem is asking you to do. Analyze the problem. You think about what inputs are needed, what outputs are accepted, and whether it is possible to solve this problem using a computer. Planning the solution. You decided the steps or logic needed to solve a problem. Find the candidate solution. You think about different possible ways to solve the same problem. Now the last one, select the best solution among all the solutions. You choose one that is efficient, cost effective and simple. Let us now discuss each of these steps in detail with clear example so that the concept becomes clear for you. The first step is to define the problem. Imagine someone tells you write a program to calculate something for student. Now if you don't know what exactly you have to calculate, will you able to write the program? Of course not. So defining the problem means carefully reading and understanding the problem statement, identifying identifying what exactly the problem is asking you to do, understanding what information is already given to you and what output is required. For example, a customer complain about a product or service. Before solving their issue, you need to define what is the complaint, which product is involved, and what exactly does the customer want in the end, replacement, refund, or repair. The second step is analyzing the problem. After defining what the problem is, you need to analyze it deeply to plan your approach. In analysis, you ask yourself, is this problem solvable by computer? For example, emotional issues are not solved by programming, but calculation-based tasks are. What are the input and output involved? You must know what data you need to enter and what result you want to display. What is the sequence of solving this problem? what step comes first and which comes later. For example, we can take again the example of customer complaint. You gather all the related documents like purchase receipt, understand what the customer accept, refund, exchange or service, and then analyze the possible resolutions. So analysis is about fully understanding the problem, requirement and possibilities. Once the problem is analyzed, the third step is to plan your solution. Planning means you break down the solution into small clear steps called an algorithm. Represent it using flowchart. Decide the logic before you actually start writing code. For example, speak to the store manager, show proof of a purchase, and remain calm and explain the issue clearly. Proper planning save time and avoid error later in a code. After planning, the fourth step is to thinking about candidate solution. Candidate solution means all the possible solution of a problem that produce correct result are known as candidate solution. To find candidate solution of a problem, programmer has to look for different methods to solve the problem and come up with the several solutions. For example, you can visit the store physically or you can file a complaint online. Similarly, in programming, you can solve a problem using different loop conditions or even build in a function. The goal here is to keep your mind open to all alternatives before deciding which one is the best. Finally, the fifth step is the selected the best solution. After finding the candidate solution, only one solution can be selected. The selection of a final solution of a problem should be based on the following criteria. Number one, speed. The selected solution of a problem should be efficient. In other words, it means when the solution is implemented in a programming language, the program should run fast. Number two, cost. The selected solution of the problem should be provided at a cost effect away of implementation complexity. The selected solution of a problem should not be complicated. It should contain minimum number of instructions, simple steps. For example, if you have two programs that give the same output but one takes half the time to run, then the date is the better solution. Similarly, if one solution is very complicated and the other is simple and understandable, prefer the simple one because it will be easier to debug and maintain in the future. In the summary, problem solving in programming involves these five important steps. Define the problem clearly, analyze what is required and what is available. Plan the solution systematically, find the candidate solution, select the best solution based on speed, cost, and complexity. If you follow these steps every time before coding, your programs will be more accurate, efficient, and professional. Before we end today's lecture, here is a practice task for you. I hope you learned something valuable from this lecture on understanding the problem. Remember, great programmers are a great problem solvers. So always start by understanding the problem before jumping into code. In the next lecture, we will move ahead in programming techniques, so make sure to stay connected. Thank you for watching Han Knowledge Base. Do not forget to like, share and comment to support the channel. And of course subscribe for more educational content. See you in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.